You're listening to The Geek Awakens, where the talk is geekier than pulling your Star Trek shirt out of retirement for today only. Here he is, the man who did it, the host, Mitch.
It's true. It's the shirt. It's got Wesley Crusher on it, and it says "Shut up, Wesley."
It's pretty legit.
It's pretty legit.
Also joining us is Tabitha.
Hello.
How's Tabitha?
Oh, Tabitha's had a week, but Tabitha's here.
Fair enough. And last and definitely not least, it's Matt.
Hello.
What's going on, Matt?
It's going.
Awesome. I'm the producer, Pickett. Today's show is brought to you live, all by Weeble's Bar and Grill. This Saturday is the big Challenge Accepted event. We will be there from 2 to 5. We'll start giving out prizes around 2:30. We've got lots of stuff to give away. Just on hand right now, I've got...
I'm so excited.
The anticipation is killing me.
Do we need a drum roll?
I've got entrees from Smoky Bones. I've got, just like right here in front of me, sides, appetizers from Fox Run. I mean, just right here, just in my hands at this direct second. It's awesome.
Is that half consumed bottle of marshmallow syrup also a prize?
It could be. It very well could be. And it's toasted marshmallow syrup. Thank you.
Oh, my apologies.
You're forgiven. But this Saturday, everything kicks off at 2 o'clock. 2 to 5, around 4 o'clock, we should be doing the actual challenge itself. We're going to hope to catch them in the kitchen just before to catch how they're going to make the wings, talk about the sauce. It's going to be intense. This guy's got it down about 4 pounds, they said. Mm-hmm. 4 pounds of wings. 2 of those pounds are going to be the A-hole wing challenge wings. So they start like hot, then they go really hot, and then they go A-hole wings.
Is Joe ready for this?
I don't know that he is. He posted about it the other day and said, come on out to see a good time and possibly to see a grown man cry. So we'll see. Hopefully he's ready. I'm ready. I'm not eating, but I'm going to eat, but I'm not going to eat that.
Right.
4 pounds of wings is a lot.
Yeah, well, then add on the fact that...
they're super ridiculously spicy?
Exactly. And he's got 30 minutes.
Oh, there's a time limit, too?
I think that's what we decided.
Yeah,
Yes, right? Yeah,
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Or
30
less.
minutes!
Or it's free?
Well, sure, whatever. So yeah, that's what's going on Saturday. I hope to see everybody out there. I know I'll be there. I don't know if anybody in this room will be here, but like I said, I know I'll be there.
I will try, but I do not know.
That's fair.
I might be there. There's like an 80% chance I'll be there.
Sweet.
If-
I'll take 80.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to do like some social media stuff. If the video for this gets 15 Facebook likes, I'll be there.
I'm going to call 14 of my closest friends. I just need you guys to do a quick little like for me. Call it a day. 15 likes, folks. That's all. You like our Facebook video. 15 people like it, and Mitch is going to be there. That's what I like to hear.
I mean, there's still a chance I'm going to be there, even if there's only like 12 likes. But
Fair enough.
15 seals the deal.
right.
Very well.
15, I am committed.
Maybe we all should be committed, but
Yeah.
just throwing it out there. What do we got today, Mitch?
A little bit of animosity, apparently.
I said all of us, not just you.
So, anyway, we're going to start today with yesterday's big news. Apple announced the iPhone 7, and Matt's going to talk about it.
Yeah, the big news that's not really big news. I mean, it is, but it isn't, because, everything Apple is always big news, right? At least it's supposed to be. Yeah, they announced the 7, and the 7S. There's
You mean
a lot
the 7 Plus?
No,
7 Plus.
7 Plus, sorry, yes.
Sorry, I was like the 7S. No, that's
Sorry.
not coming out till later.
No, yeah. Yeah, that'll be the next big announcement where they just get a little bit faster and everything else will be the same.
Right. So stupid. Isn't that the stupidest thing in the world?
Yeah, it is.
I can't stand the S. That's why I like Samsung, because they don't come out with like just a slightly upgraded version of the current
Yeah, they do.
model.
not all the time, but like with the Galaxy, yeah, there's like, I don't think they've done it with the 7, but I know for sure they did it with the 6 and they did it with the 5. About midway through, there was like an plus or an active or something like that.
Well, the active is different than all the other phones because they're more durable. They were completely waterproof when all the other ones weren't. They're just a rugged phone. You could drop them and whatnot, and it's not a big deal. That's the point of the active. So the active in itself is a completely different model. It's the same model, but it's more rugged. So I don't feel the active is what iPhone's doing. I think iPhone's just saying, hey, let's just make it a little faster and call it a day.
Let's sell more phones.
Right.
Because we haven't sold enough. So in a lot of cases, the 7 and the 7 Plus are, dimension-wise, they're identical to the 6 and the 6 Plus. So it's not any bigger, it's not any smaller, thinner, lighter, etc. All that stuff's the same. Really, like, there's two things that I think are probably the biggest news of this whole thing. They tried to make, the camera a big deal because I guess it's got a telephoto zoom as well as the software zoom.
Sure.
So that's that's kind of a big deal.
Let's establish that it's 2 cameras on the back.
Right.
So there's a standard wide-angle lens, and then there's a telephoto lens. For those of you who don't know anything about cameras, that means it gets in a little bit closer and it's a lot better. That being said, that telephoto lens only zooms up to 2 times with the actual camera.
Right, and then the rest of
it's
software.
The rest is software. So, I mean...
Right.
It's kind of one of those things. You're like, okay, well, that's cool, but let me know when you get a lens that completely zooms in by itself, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. So, a couple of the other things are that they are, as we were talking about with the Active, this is supposed to be basically toilet proof. Like, if you drop it in the toilet, it will survive. You'll be able to pick it out. Not sure why you would want to at that point, but...
Because you spent, $700 on a phone. That's why you want to pick it up out of the toilet. And then you can rinse it. Yeah. So, unlike the previous models when you dropped it in the toilet, you couldn't rinse it. You just threw it into the bag of rice.
And hope for the best.
I really wish they would have marketed it as, instead of water-resistant, toilet-proof, because I think more people would.
No, the one article I was reading actually said that it, I'm pretty sure it said toilet-proof.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Which is actually a big deal for Apple, isn't it? That's their first model.
Yeah, nothing else from Apple has ever been.
Now they've got the new watch, the new Apple Watch, that's also going to be waterproof up to 5 meters.
Okay, I missed the Apple Watch news. But,
yeah. But those are the first 2 products that are going to be waterproof, which is about time. Look, Apple's super far behind, if you ask me, in terms of all things technology. But what they lack in new technology, they make up for in consistent, really good reliability.
Right.
So,
and then their big other deal, which is something that we had actually talked about quite a while ago when the rumor had hit the internet, there is indeed no headphone jack on the 7 and the 7 Plus.
But they did make up for it by including a Lightning to a 3.5 millimeter jack in the box,
which is just another item that you can lose, and they can charge you $25 for.
Can lose or will lose?
Will
lose.
Exactly.
Not can. It's a will. But I mean, I understand what they're saying. I still don't like it, but I understand what they're doing with it.
Right.
The concept of you're gonna get better audio quality, maybe. You're if you get a good pair of Bluetooth headphones, you're set.
Right.
But now their whole new headphone wireless technology is out there too now.
Yes, their AirPods is what they're calling those.
Which you will definitely lose.
Oh
those.
yeah, I'm gonna lose those within like a week. I lose everything. Yeah. I'm gonna lose those. Like, I'm gonna put them in, and I'm gonna forget they're there, and I'm gonna get in the shower. Something bad's gonna happen. I foresee this happening.
See, for me, because okay, so you're the only Apple person in this room, right?
I mean, my husband works for a cell phone store. I essentially just kind of get what he brings home for me. So for the last 9 years, it's been Apple. So yeah, I'm an Apple person because I can't figure out how to operate anything else.
Does the cell phone company he worked for happen to be AT&T?
No, it does not.
Really? Mm-mm. Usually really big at pushing the Apple products to the AT&T employees.
No.
Fair enough. Say no more.
But anyway, but yeah, so when I switched back from iPhone to Samsung, I always said that I could go back to iPhone eventually.
Right.
And after this announcement, like, I'm not saying for sure that I'm going to, but I could. So I see myself doing that. I see myself eventually dropping the $150 for the AirPods and not losing both of them. I'm going to lose just one.
I mean, I usually just wear one anyway. Like, I wear them at work to tone out the stupid. So I put one in my ear, and then the other one appears that I'm listening.
But that's okay, because you can still just use them with one. They're actually designed to be used as just one. You pull one out, put it in your ear, you can use it as your...
And since I only use one, then I can lose one, and then I can still have the other one until I lose that one. So it's like double.
So really,
life.
it's like you have a spare.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
Unfortunately,
I can lose it twice before I have to pay for them.
It's true.
God, I wonder how much those are going to be. Does anybody got a price on those?
$160.
Yeah, F that jazz.
Starting in late October. So they're not even going to be available.
Well, they're what was it, the end of the month? They're coming out with these bad boys, the phones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, we got a little.
So
bit
a month before you can get the AirPods.
Fair enough.
So wait, so you can have the phone, no earbuds. You just have to suck it up for a month.
No, they send you with earbuds, the Lightning earbuds. You get those in the box.
What gets me about that, and it's not a problem that I would have a whole lot because it's not something that I do regularly, but with that, you can't charge your phone and then listen to music
at the same time.
With your Lightning port headphones at the same time.
Which is a problem for me because that's what I do. Because I run headphones almost all day at work, so my phone is just going to slowly die as I listen to music.
It's very. They make. Actually, I've got one right here. For that very situation, they make what's called a jumble. Jumble? Yeah, jumble. This little guy is cool because it's a Bluetooth receiver. So you can charge your phone, plug it in, then you can plug your headphones in right here. And this could be just chilling on your desk.
That's literally just one more thing for me to lose.
It looks like there's a clip on the back, so you can clip it to something.
Yep. Ooh.
Clip it to yourself.
That's probably the only way I would lose
So you
it.
can, well, no,
and then I
you
can
put it in the wash.
But it's got...
I'm a failure at life, guys. It's okay.
So, but yeah, no, that's a thing. So
there you go. There's the news of non-news of the iPhone 7.
Yeah, they didn't really come out with anything amazing on this new phone.
No.
They did say they got rid of the mechanical home button. It's now like it's still a button, but it's a lot like the new trackpads. So it's meh. It still works the same, I guess. I don't really know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll get one and then I'll figure it out.
It's just one more Apple event where they announce the big, awesome new thing, and kind of everybody kind of watches and goes, meh.
And then they get it anyway.
But then they get in line anyways, right?
Here's what, and just to kind of throw out here. So I've been a big fan of the Galaxy Notes, right?
Mm-hmm. We were talking last week off air. It was just the two of us, and how I was so close to ordering one. I think we're going in the same direction. I'm so glad I didn't order one.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. I'm glad I didn't order one because, first of all, I don't know if you guys know, but apparently they explode. Which could be a problem. Now, it only happens to certain ones, but even so, they're recalling all of them, which to me is kind of crazy. I'm like, why not just recall the ones you need? Maybe they don't want to give away the problem. I don't know. But they're recalling all of them. Here's the problem. They don't have a re-release date. And I really want that phone. I'm literally waiting now just to have my phone. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to wait until they decide they might send them out. So I don't know when it's going to be, but I will have a Note 7.
I will tell you that it's going to be probably a very long time.
That's what I understand.
Because I saw some of the recall paperwork. It's not great.
That's awesome.
Oh. Well, what gets me with that, so for the people who already had the Note 7, so they obviously sent that back or whatever with the recall, and they're going to be getting a new one whenever that comes in. So what are they getting in the meantime?
Hope to God you hang on to your last phone.
I think that they are being reimbursed kind of thing if I listened correctly, which is probably not something I did, so I don't know.
Yeah, I believe, and I'm not 100% sure either. I believe they got a full reimbursement of the entire cost of the phone. So they send it in, they get that. They can either go into the store and pay that off and make do until they come out with a new one, or just pay that off and start a new plan with another.
Gotcha.
I say plan, I mean like, for those on the next program or whatever from like AT&T, or what have you. So, yeah, that's a thing.
It's fun.
But yeah, I'm still waiting for my Note 7. Can we discuss also what happened with the Note 6? Like, there was no Note 6?
I didn't realize.
No,
Yeah.
I don't pay enough attention.
I had the Note 5, and then I'm like, they're going to the Note 7. I'm like, where's the Note 6? And I think they just wanted to put it in line with the rest of their phones, which was stupid because they could have made the Note 6.
Well, maybe those are the ones that are exploding.
Right.
Right.
And then come out with the Note 7 because they exploded. So, but whatever, here it is.
Do you think, like, at some point, somebody who had one of those exploding phones, it was just like, man, my phone is blowing up. And, everybody was just thinking that, oh, hey, somebody's texting them a lot. But no, it's actually blowing up.
God, Mitch.
Why do we let him talk?
He's kind of the host.
I know, but sometimes I just don't understand.
I also need to say that my superpower has dissipated for some time now.
Oh, no.
I can no longer touch the mic and make noises.
How disappointing for you.
It really is. I'm actually really sad. It used to be like, if it stopped working, I could wait a little bit and it would work again. No, it hasn't worked for like the last 2 weeks on any show. And I try it every show. I'm like,
He tries it all the time.
So you can't even blame it on your can't even blame it on your tooth issues?
I doubt it, but maybe my severely infected tooth or something is causing issues.
Maybe that was your power tooth, and now that tooth is broken, your power is gone.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, it's been broken for a while. It just became infected. So maybe if I get some antibiotics and it heals kind of.
There you go.
That's what we'll do. Problem solved.
You're welcome.
Anyway, we've got to move on. This is going way off track.
My power tooth.
So, Netflix has announced a couple of brand new shows. The first one is I don't want to call it a sequel, but kind of like a spinoff or whatever of Mythbusters. It's starring Carrie Byron.
Tori.
Well, yeah, the last name.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay, yeah. Belisi and Grant.
Imahara.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. See, this is coming from somebody who watched, I don't know, maybe 2 episodes of Mythbusters. Why do you let me talk?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Do we need to appoint a new host? Is that what's going on?
I am being overruled. Anyway.
We're having a coup.
So anyway, they are going to basically the show is called White Rabbit Project, and they're going to head down the quote rabbit hole to investigate different events from like pop culture, science, history, and just kind of debunk them or
Bust them.
Bust, if you will.
Busters.
Yeah.
Nice.
So topics such as jailbreaks, superpower technology, heists, and crazy World War II weapons are all things that can be discussed.
Cool.
So
I mean, I'm excited. Those were my favorite people on the original Mythbusters, which I know is an unpopular opinion. But
I mean, I like the original 2 guys, but the 3 of them together,
yeah,
their chemistry was always really cool and
Exactly.
fun. So it was always, I don't know, I enjoyed those episodes as well. So that'll be fun to see them do something else.
it was one of those shows I never caught. The few episodes I did watch I enjoyed. I just never watched it regularly.
Oh, yeah, it was never one I watched. Like, I wouldn't DVR it and watch all the new episodes, but if I was flipping channels and Mythbusters was on, yeah, I was going to stop and watch it.
I, on the other hand, was one of those guys, I was like, I really like this show, and then I started, watching it, on demand or Netflix, whenever it was available. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like, a lot.
A lot.
So,
A lot.
in addition to that, Netflix has also signed on or whatever Bill Nye to host a talk show called Bill Nye Saves the World. It's coming out in spring of 2017. and it's going to tackle topics from a scientific point of view, dispelling myths, refuting anti-scientific claims, things like that.
So the world is not flat?
Correct.
Wait, what? Look, I just watched Gods of Egypt today, and they depict the world as being flat, so I'm pretty sure that's the case.
That movie was super historically accurate.
So
You couldn't even finish the sentence.
I tend to giggle when I lie.
I will keep that in mind for...
Like, if I ever, start to trail off and start to giggle, I'm probably lying.
You've laughed so many times while complimenting me.
I was just about to say.
And
then she just backed it up with oh, no, I was just thinking about something from work.
right. And then she laughed again.
Right.
There's a difference. If I giggle, I'm lying. If I laugh, I'm just laughing.
But what's the difference?
That's a laugh. I can't giggle on cue. I'm sorry.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye out, or I guess an ear out.
Both.
Yeah.
I want to see it, too.
I want to see the look in her eyes.
And she's lying to me.
Anyway. Couple stories about some long-time British people.
Wow.
That build-up did not live up to what I
Didn't build up.
Nope, not
Fell
at
down.
all. Not at all. Anyway, so Peter Capaldi, who's the 12th Doctor, was filming for the 10th season, and he was talking with fans, and he said that, well, he confirmed that there will be a Christmas episode, which you already knew, and then he also said that the show will starts again in April. So while it's not 100% confirmed, that's what we're looking at, which excites me.
I'm not too upset about it because I haven't finished his latest stuff, so it gives me some time to catch up before I get too angry about it not being back on already.
Right.
So
I'm still not going to catch up by the time it comes back on.
Oh my God, man!
I'm almost through season 5.
It's okay.
I mean, he's doing 5 seasons better than I am.
That's true.
I don't have anything else going on in my life either, so there is that.
I'm just saying, just throwing this out there, because you got a new dog too. So I'm assuming you have some kind of pin or something to put him in.
Mm-hmm.
Put him and the kids in there for a day. Knock out the rest of Doctor Who. It'll be fine.
as long as you give him food and water.
Yeah.
In bowls and such.
Don't worry about it.
Speaking of children, that was one of mine.
I said that was not mine.
She's only been in the cage for 20 minutes. Crap.
So, Matt, you actually had a story about James Bond.
I do. So, Sony really wants Daniel Craig to be James Bond again. Like, really, really, really bad. Like, $150 million for 2 movies bad.
I mean, I'll do it.
Fine, twist my arm.
I mean, I guess. If they need somebody that bad.
Yeah.
And
So
Daniel Craig's out. I mean, I'll even go shirtless at some point. You're welcome.
That's all the time we have for today's episode.
Usually it's me who says that. It's a weird show.
He's already turned down an offer for $100 million for 2 movies. So now they have upped it. That's the rumor. Nothing has been confirmed. The other thing that's out there is that it's Sony that's offering this because they have the distribution rights. They are also working on renegotiating distribution rights. So there's a possibility that they could just turn around and walk away from the whole thing. And then somebody else would be left to either find a new Bond or pay Daniel Craig or work out a contract with him. So, I mean, that's essentially the $150 million for 2 movies is complete speculation. But what they want is they want him back for 2 more. He would do that. He would film them in quick succession. So they basically film them and be done. Like they've done with Hunger Games and Harry Potter and all those. Put them together. release them separately. But what it would do is it would set the stage to move past the Daniel Craig era into a younger, fresher Bond after his movies are over.
I just feel like, excuse me, if he had turned it down at $100 million, at that point, I don't think that any amount of money is going to get him to be like, oh yeah, okay.
See, and I go back and forth on this because I really honestly feel like he's the best Bond since Connery. But at the same time, some of the things that have been reported that he said during the last press circuit for Spectre, like, I don't know if as a fan of the series, I want him back with that attitude.
Well, here's the deal. Spectre was a good ending point for Daniel Craig, if you ask me.
It was good because it wrapped up that story.
Right. Which is why I'm thinking, you know what? Do something new.
True.
Do something new. I'm a fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
But if dude's going to turn down $100 million, that's more than I'll make in my lifetime.
Right.
That's kind of one of those things I get angry about. I understand that, I understand that movies make a lot of money. I get it. But
that's not fair.
It's not fair. And then they're like, you know what? You're right. Here's another $50 million to throw into the deal. What? $50 million I won't make in my lifetime. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
And he's getting that in addition to the $100 million they've already offered him?
Yeah, and it would probably be, I mean, with filming and if they planned it right, I mean, they could be done in, my guess would be, say, 2.5 years with story, planning, plotting, production, and he'd be done, filming in, say, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And just be done and out the door.
I just want to make one movie. One movie and be done for the rest of my life.
I don't even have to make a movie. Just hand me $1 million.
I'm going to need a little more than $1 million.
I can make $1 million go a long way.
I could make I could. But look, I have needs.
I'm not going to be... Why be greedy? If I'm going to get $1 million, just give me $1 million.
Well, why just take $1 million? We can have 150 apparently. Sony's giving it out. Why don't you get a hold of them?
I mean,
just volunteer on their Facebook page. I will be James Bond for you. Right here.
In a certain light, I mean, you kind of look like Daniel Craig. I mean, they could probably just pass you off as him.
They're referring to Matt right now. There's no world in which I kind of look like Daniel Craig. It's just not even a thing.
Well, light's completely off and you talk in a British accent.
I don't think I can muster a decent British accent. But for $150 million, damn it, I'll try.
Make it happen.
He sometimes sounds Scottish, but it's great. That would be me. All of a sudden...
It worked for Connery.
All of a sudden, James Bond has a southern drawl. Where did that come from? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Critics would destroy me, but that's okay. I made my $150 million.
Yeah.
I did it. Literally did it for the money.
Who cares what anyone would say at that point?
Like, I'm really not looking to make another movie, folks. I'm good now. I'll get a hold of Sony people today, tomorrow, whatever. My people will call their people.
And who knows? I mean, maybe they'll even throw something in for Saturday.
Oh yeah. Be like, could you guys just casually throw in an Aston Martin? Because that'd be great. As a prize. I mean, I wouldn't give it away. It'd be mine.
Here's the drawing for the Aston Martin that you're not going to win.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's me. Who
How
knew?
Convenient.
That's amazing.
How'd that get in there?
Look at that caveat. None of the employees except for Pickett can win. Wow.
And the tiny fine print.
Yeah, like 0.02.
Or better yet, hire somebody to be the quote-unquote winner, draw their name, and then they'll be like, no, I'm donating this back to 217 Radio.
And as part owner to 217 Radio, I, of course, get to drive it.
Yeah.
It's a company car.
Yeah.
I'm officially in if it's a company car.
Well, you have to be you have to either be a board member or an owner to drive.
We'll take. I'm okay with this then.
I know you are. But we'll take you for rides. You can ride with us.
Oh, thanks.
You might be able to ride shotgun too. Not for sure though.
Well, if I'm in the car, no. Well, that's not true. I mean, if me is in the car and then you're the only other person, then by all means. Is there even a back seat to that car?
I was just thinking that I'm probably gonna end up in the trunk here because
strapped to the back of it.
Look, I only want it. Ornament. I only want it if it has cloaking. Okay. I want to be invisible while driving.
Can't be safe.
No.
Can't be a good idea.
I was gonna say it's totally safe. Totally safe.
Can't be safe.
No, you'd almost need an invisible jet for that.
Okay, Wonder Woman.
Well, they have just recently. Speaking of Star Trek, being today's the 50th anniversary, they have recently made translucent aluminum. That's a thing now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and they're thinking about using it for like a space station at some point. But yeah, so that's actually a thing now.
Be careful where you get dressed in space.
They're gonna use it for windows.
Still.
Just a random peeping Tom in space.
Floating by. I'm going to report him to NASA.
See, is he still wearing like a trench coat?
Yes, but with a space helmet. That's all.
You just see somebody with an open trench coat just floating by.
Houston, we have a problem. So many problems. What has happened to this show? Every week something happens. And sometimes it's my fault. Like right now. Let's move on.
What happens? We're all here.
Basically.
I know that if Lilith were to be here right now, she would just be sitting over here laughing uncontrollably.
Oh, yeah.
That's all there would be.
Anyway, so we have a little more details about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah. James Gunn, who is who wrote the movie, obviously, said that he really feels like they gave the female characters a time to shine in this movie. It's going to be more about, whereas the first movie was more about the Guardians coming together and becoming a family. The sequel is about them like being a family and
having family problems.
Basically, yeah. Karen Gillan, who was Nebula in the first movie, she's in the second, and she's going to and she's kind of described as a completely a much deeper character than the first movie. So there are layers to her. So and we're going to see those in the sequel.
Okay.
She is like onions. She has layers.
My eyes were closed. Was Daniel Craig just in here?
And that right there is Mitch's bid for host of the year 2016.
You broke Pickett.
Oh no. So while Pickett composes himself, hopefully, we also learned Walter Jones, who played the original Zack in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, spoke to the Audibly Exquisite podcast, saying that the original cast was not invited to be a part of the reboot. You know, serve as like cameos or whatever.
That's kind of crappy, isn't it?
I'm kind of okay with that, though.
Look, I'm okay with it, fine. But here's the deal. I saw the new Ghostbusters. And every cameo I saw, I got a little more excited.
Okay.
So, and they did it well. Like, it wasn't like It was obvious.
Right.
There were times, let's be honest. But for the most part, it wasn't like, hey, here's this guy. He doesn't know anything about ghost busting. Yeah, and then no. But it was done well, and I think they could have done something with the original cast. Just to appease us,
old folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, I guess it's really, for me, it's one of those things that I wasn't sad to know that it wasn't happening until I knew it wasn't happening. It's not like I had a thought like, oh, hey, it'd be really cool to see the original gang, like show up in the movie and then hear this news. I heard this news and I was like, oh, I wanted to see that.
Right. We wouldn't be talking about it if you never said that.
It's true. But I don't know. I'm still kind of holding out hope that was just kind of like a red herring or something. He's just lying to us.
Every time someone says red herring, all I can think about is a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Me too.
Red herring. Sorry.
I don't have a clue what either of you are talking about anymore.
Pup named Scooby-Doo. It was a 90s cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where Scooby and the gang weren't teenagers, they were kids.
And Scooby-Doo was a pup?
Hence, a pup named Scooby-Doo.
I gathered that. Thank you, though.
But yeah. And they solved...
mysteries?
Well, less threatening mysteries. Not that the regular mysteries were ever that threatening, but yeah, I mean, it was all
But in every episode, Fred, or Freddy, would always blame it on a kid named Red Herring.
And it was almost never him.
There was one or two times it actually was Red Herring. And it was usually the episodes when he's like, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. That's usually who it was.
I never watched those.
No,
I'm a fan of the classic.
I am terrified by the classic. I can't watch Scooby-Doo. It scares the crap out of me.
How?
I don't know. It's a thing. I don't know.
It actually scares you?
Yeah, it frightens me. I can't watch it. My palms are sweating thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh, it's because the monsters are actually just people dressed up as monsters. Is that it?
Oh, God.
It's well, it is now.
Way to psychoanalyze me, man.
Do you need to sit down on the couch, move from the chair?
That's really what this show is all about. Everything else has just been a ruse.
It is just you guys getting here to psychoanalyze me. That's scary.
Yes, it is.
I can't even imagine.
So anyway, Matt, you have a little bit of news about Justice League facing off against the Suicide Squad.
I do. Come December, DC is going to be doing a short run. I don't remember if it says how many. A small series of Justice League versus Suicide Squad. So it's going to actually start in December in a prelude chapter with Suicide Squad 8. It's going to be a weekly miniseries. But the artwork that they've teased to go along with this, at least for me, is probably the most interesting thing. Because you have Batman standing side by side with Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn has Wonder Woman's lasso. Batman is wearing Deadshot's eyepiece and holding Katana's sword. And underneath them are some of the members of Suicide Squad and Justice League. Superman, Wonder Woman, Katana, Deadshot are all in the rubble that they're standing on.
Huh.
Doesn't Harley also have Green Lantern's ring?
Oh, yes, she does. I forgot about that because it's kind of behind Batman's shoulder.
Can I see this picture? I've
Yeah.
got to see this.
Yeah. I mean, the picture itself is really cool. But, I mean, that alone kind of makes me curious to see what this is all going to come down to.
Wow.
I
mean, part of me says, yeah, it's just a, like a lot of things anymore. It's just marketing because the Suicide Squad movie's out. Everybody knows the Justice League movie is coming. So let's capitalize on, they're too big.
Did you say Suicide Squid?
He did.
I might have.
He did.
I have not heard of this film yet.
Although that would actually be quite amazing.
I'm just picturing like a really depressed squid.
Same. Now I'm sad. Poor squid.
Just inking all over the place.
I think he uses like one of his tentacles just to hang himself.
Oh.
Dang it, Mitch.
Only to find that once he passes out, he lets go.
We are all super horrible people. It's fine.
I just can't do anything right.
Why does he sound like Eeyore?
It's an underwater Eeyore.
Oh. Like Eeyore in like a, what's it called? Scuba diving suit?
He's not really a Suicide Squid. He's just Eeyore in a scuba suit.
In a squid costume. Fake tentacles.
I need someone to like draw this and make it a thing.
Anybody listening, if you're slightly artistic at all, we need an Eeyore in a scuba diving suit wearing a squid costume. Stat.
So, going back to the subject at hand, with this miniseries, what bugs me slightly about it, it says that this article that you showed us is that that a deadly strike team is lurking in the shadows that will expose dark secrets throughout the DC universe. So it sounds like it's our first like big DC like
event
that's going to have ramifications throughout the entire line.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I don't Suicide Squad, and while I do read,
But do you Suicide Squid?
Thank you.
I might if we can get a picture of that. But and while I do read titles of some members of the Justice League, I don't read Justice League.
Right.
But and this is coming from somebody who already needs to cut down on his friggin' pull list. It sounds like this is going to be one other thing that I'm going to have to read.
Just to keep up with everything that's going on in conjunction with Rebirth.
Yeah.
True.
But whatever, it's 8 issues. I think we'll get over it.
Yeah, but it's one a week.
Right. No, it's only 6 issues.
6 issues. Plus the tie-in.
Right.
And then the epilogue.
You're just ruining his day.
And then the 0 issue. Because that's how they do things.
Yeah, it really is.
Now you sound like Eeyore the Suicide Squid.
So, last year, Mark Millar, who's done such titles of Kick-Ass, Nemesis, he did Huck last year?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
So anyway, he did this contest. It was for the Miller World Annual 2016. It featured 13 winners, 6 writers, 6 artists, and 1 cover artist. To basically to write the annual issue. So shorter stories of titles that are like in his universe or whatever.
Okay.
So he is doing it again this year. Winners will be paid DC and Marvel starter rates. So it's $90 per page for writers and $200 per page for artists for their published work.
Cool.
You have 6 choices. You can do Kick-Ass and Hit Girl, which is 5 pages. Set during Kick-Ass 1 through 3. Empress, which is also 5 pages. Set when Emporia was still living on Earth and Dane was her royal bodyguard. Nemesis, set somewhere during the first volume. Huck, a simple story set around the time of #1 and before Huck's gifts were known to the public. Super Crooks, which, just a quick aside, when I was first reading this, I thought it said Super Cooks, and that's a way different comic book. So Super Crooks can be set during any time, and Superior also can be set any time. So
it really kind of makes me wish I read some of those from Mark Millar, because I'm a sucker for those types of contests, and not that I've written comic books, but I mean I write stories, so it would be an interesting thing to try and tackle.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I've read some of his stuff, and it's like I like some of it, but he goes, like, in my opinion, he goes a little bit too far in terms of blood and gore and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not gore, but like, you know, if somebody dies like on a page, like there's a lot of blood. And there's a lot of like just cutting people in half and stuff. Although, did you ever read Huck? I know we talked about it.
No, I wanted to, but it slipped through the cracks.
I read the first few issues of that, and I bought the first volume. I haven't gotten to it yet, but whatever. But that story didn't have a whole lot of that, if anything, if I remember correctly.
I kind of gathered that just from like the type of story that it was, as he was discovering his powers. That you wouldn't necessarily have the violence that, you know, Millar is kind of known for, which in a lot of ways just kind of intrigued me, just because it's different than what he's done, what I know him for.
Right.
So,
the deadline for entries for this contest is November 30th, and the winners will be announced on December 23rd. So,
that's a short turnaround on his end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know,
I'm sure it's not just him reading these, though.
No.
Right.
No, it's probably got, you know,
A massive team.
underlings that read them, and then if they like them, they pass them on to him, and he gets the final approval.
Right.
And plus, I mean, with them only being like 4 and 5 pages, it's not like it's going to be a daunting task.
No. But would still be a really cool thing to try and do.
It would. I mean, I guess if you need, you know, an artist or whatever, I mean, it's going to be mostly stick figures. But
Well, as long as you can cut them half and there's a lot of blood, I guess we'll be okay.
That can be arranged.
I think I can make that happen.
I'm saying I've got plenty of ketchup. We're good to go.
Save up your red pens.
So, all right, Matt, you had another story about Pride and Prejudice and zombies.
Yeah, I saw this story the other morning, and it just made me laugh when I read it, because Seth Grahame-Smith, who wrote Pride and Prejudice and Zombies and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, had a deal with the publishing giant Hachette for 2 more books. The first one he produced, it was a sequel to Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. The second one was delayed on his end. He didn't get it together or whatever, but Hachette, you know, gave him an extension. He turned around and he sent in his manuscript in June of this year. And now Hachette, having seen the manuscript, is basically suing him for breach of contract, because what he has given them is an appropriation of a 120-year-old public domain work. And the contract was for 2 original pieces.
Because his totally fictional character, Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
Was,
In his total fictional story, Pride and Prejudice.
And Zombies. Right. I'm like, this is what this guy has made his living on.
What did you think he was going to do?
Exactly. So the fact that Hachette is suing him for this, it doesn't surprise me, but it does. It's like, what did you think? What did you expect when you signed this guy to a contract? What did you think he was going to come up with? I mean, he's going to go back and he's going to find some public domain story, and he's going to add zombies or vampires or something to it. I mean, that's what I would expect from him anymore.
Right. That's kind of what I enjoy about him.
Right. So the fact that they're suing him because that's what he did.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Right.
Gosh, that infuriates me. I read that when you submitted that. Was that today or whatever? You submitted it. Maybe it was last night. I don't remember. But I was reading through some of the articles and I read that one and I just got so fired up about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, seriously? Seriously?
Yeah, and I mean, something I had seen, had said that Hatchett's contracts are very detailed to the point where he really shouldn't be surprised the fact that he's getting sued by them by not giving them an original work by using public domain stories. But at the same time, it's like, again, this is what he's done. Why would you expect something different?
And why would you want something different? It obviously works.
I mean, it's what he does and it's what he does well. So
I'm probably alone in my principles here, but I would like to set that man on fire for what he did to Pride and Prejudice Pride and Prejudice.
And that's fair. No, that's completely fair.
I loved Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Like, I can't stand that movie, but that book was good.
Yeah, the book was amazing.
The book was good.
Yeah, the movie was awful.
The movie was terrible. He also wrote another book called Unholy Night that's about the three wise men. Also fantastic. I
haven't gotten to that one yet.
Really good. You'd love it.
But I'm not a fan of Jane Austen, which is why I haven't read Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
I love Jane Austen. I have read everything. I've read Pride and Prejudice too many times to even count at this point. And I read Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies because I was like, all right, maybe. But it was like when that like big zombie craze was going on, like everything had a zombie, and I'm like, okay, well, this is dumb, but whatever. So I read it, and very few times in my life will I throw away a book. I threw the book into the trash.
Oh, wow.
That is one of 3 books I've ever thrown into the trash can.
I'm with you on that. I think I've done that twice in my life.
Threw it away.
I want to know the other two.
The first one was Alice Sebold. What's the name of the book? The Lovely Bones. They also made that into a movie. I threw that into the trash. I threw that into the trash aggressively. I finished it, and I threw it on the floor, and my roommate at the time was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No." And I stepped on it, and then I ripped the cover off, and then I threw it in the trash, and I wouldn't talk to him back for like 2 days. I was so angry. It's one of the worst build-ups to nothing that I've ever read, and
That's fair.
If I were a different person, I would have been writing hate mail to that author. It was terrible. And my problem is it makes me angry when people publish garbage and they get paid for it. And people buy it. It just enrages me. Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Lovely Bones.
And then She's Come Undone by Wally Lamb.
I haven't heard of that one.
Nope.
It's a book about, I don't know, it's some... take Sophie's Choice and add in a little Charles Dickens and then add in some, like, Prozac Nation, and you have She's Come Undone, and then at the end, you actually just want to kill yourself so you don't have to think about it anymore. And you're like...
So you come undone. I get it. Maybe that was the point.
God, I don't know. Maybe my psyche wasn't in the mood for it or something, but I can't. And he wrote one of my favorite books of all time. And that one I can't. But yeah.
So
Pride, Prejudice, Zombies should not exist.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so anyways, it's kind of funny that they, are suing him.
For doing what he does.
That's basically it. That's what makes me laugh about it, though. It's like, you sued him because this is why you signed him to a contract.
It's like, it'd be like Marvel suing Hugh Jackman for playing Wolverine again.
Right. He was too much like the last Wolverine. That's what he does. That's Wolverine. Yeah.
All right. We're going to skip over a couple stories because there are 2 more stories that I want to talk about. One's going to make me angry. One's going to make me feel better.
So let's talk about the angry one
That's
first.
what we're going to do. So on Monday, there was this picture that was making its way around, and I shared it on our Facebook page, of these 2 cosplayers at DragonCon. Yeah. Who were dressed up like the Twin Towers.
This is so wrong.
With flames and...
people falling
Barbie
out.
dolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what world did they think, like, they put work into that? Like, the whole time you were building that, you didn't once think, like, no?
Maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe poor taste, maybe? Nah, it'll be fine. What?
Well, I'm curious. I actually have a friend that was at DragonCon, And I really almost want to ask him if he saw them and what his reaction was.
Well, one person on Facebook said that it was actually not the Twin Towers. It was a Japanese anime that centers around two buildings that are being burned by demonic wraiths, and during the climax, the victims in the buildings jump to their deaths. Doing a little bit of research.
What?
Yeah. I looked it up, and it's... Okay, one other person on Facebook said it was Tokyo in Resonance, but then it was actually it's Terror in Resonance. So that's what I found just doing a quick Google image search. So yeah, maybe I can see that, but at the same time,
That looks a lot like the Twin Towers too.
yeah. At the same time, the people who did this cosplay, I mean, they knew what they were doing. Even if they weren't American, they knew what they were doing, which I have no idea where they're from, but...
They looked pretty, like, white trash American.
Yeah. Well, at one point, not in the picture that I saw, but I did see this other picture. They were wearing Donald Trump campaign-style caps with the slogan, "Make Fish Center Great Again," which is a reference to some Adult Swim show. So, I mean, they were doing all of this to get a rise out of everybody.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And then they found something random they could, like, pin it on kind
Right.
of thing. Like, oh, look at this.
Well, it's not really this. It's something else.
Yeah, so calm down. God, what's wrong with you?
Right. Oh, you can't take a joke?
I've lost all faith in humanity.
Me too.
Do you want to see something that might restore your faith in humanity?
Yes, please.
Okay. Because I actually posted this this afternoon on the Book of Faces, and it's not. So there was this. This has been on YouTube for a few years now, and the video actually is from 1973, but it made its way around on Monday, and it's from this group. It's called Ballet Zoom. They are or were a Spanish disco dance troupe.
What?
Yeah. I am...
Those are a lot of my least favorite things all at the same time.
True. However, let's see if... My phone's being really slow, so I'm seeing if I can pull this up on my tablet here. Anyway, this video, it's called Cats. And, okay, it's playing. It's playing. They're doing an interpretive dance
Okay, so it's
with cats.
Cats the musical meets ABBA. Oh, God. It's like Mamma Mia and Cats had a baby, and that shouldn't be a thing. That was last week, Mitch. What are you doing? But I'm oddly mesmerized by this video.
I know, right?
Make it stop. Oh, God.
So,
What is happening?
Oh, no.
people responded in a variety of different ways. At Splendorella said, "WTF did I just watch?"
That's about where I'm at.
Yeah. At Retron8.
Okay.
At Retron8, I feel like I would get full before I could eat enough acid to be in this dance troupe. Probably my favorite. At Rhymed Wed, y'all. The revival of Cats on Broadway is really pushing boundaries.
Also, if my cat started doing any of these things, I would think it was possessed by a demon. What is this?
Oh, whoa.
So much jumping.
No.
Oh, kitty.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's a thing.
But why?
It was the 70s.
And all I can think about is the internet and cat videos. Just in general.
Now I just want to watch Cats, like the musical. Like, I'm going to get in my car and probably listen to the soundtrack. It's fine.
Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat is my favorite.
Give Hamilton the night off?
You know, here's the thing. I haven't listened to Hamilton in probably a week and a half.
What?
I know.
You feeling okay?
I am. I've just been I'm trying to like wean myself off, so by the time I go see it, I'm not like, I listened to Hamilton 437 times this week. Like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think anybody would blame you for it.
I know, but
I did want to thank the millennials for bringing back Cats on Broadway, or as they now call it, Snapchat Filter the Musical. I saw that as a meme not too long ago, and I've been dying to work it into conversation somehow. I'm so thankful you brought that video up.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I found that Snapchat filter where I could be a cat, like I sent, I am a kitty to like everyone I know because I have a problem. I got really excited.
If I see one more person with the Snapchat dog filter,
oh my god, with the licking.
Oh my god, I'm so over it.
I'm gonna send you like 5 tonight.
Me too.
Are we even no. Snapchat friends?
I'm Snapchat friends with Pickett because sometimes I have to make sure that he's Pickett and not my husband.
Yes, that's a thing.
That's a problem. It's fine.
Is it fine? Is it really?
I've only accidentally been sent something once, and it was totally cool.
And it was not me.
So
there's that.
It's fine. We have a system. He texts me and says, "Can I open this?" And I say, "Yes or no." And I'm like, "Wait, no."
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, carry on.
It's his favorite part. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all the time we have for today. Don't forget to check out all the exciting content at twisterradio.com. Don't forget to check out this Saturday at Weeble's Bar and Grill in Springfield, Illinois, on Peoria Road from 2 to 5. We will be there for Challenge Accepted Live. If you can't check it out in person, check it out on Facebook, on our Facebook page, 217 Radio. We got lots of exciting stuff to give away that night. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a great time. I hope to see everybody there. Everybody say bye.
Bye.